autism, an indiscriminate disability. During the first 3 years of life, it can occur in any racial, ethnic, or social group. 1 in 500 babies and toddlers are affected, with boys being 4 times as likely to be disabled. Because autism is the third leading disability affecting our children, it is the target of prodigious research. But although theories abound, the cause remains unknown. Those with autism can experience several difficulties, and in varying degrees. Communication can be a problem, which can lead to difficulties with social interaction. Autism is also characterized by a need to maintain the status quo, sameness. This is often seen in repetitive movements and an abnormal preoccupation or resistance to change. And there can be unusual or inconsistent responses to sensory stimuli to one or more of the senses. None of these difficulties or behaviors prevent those with autism from living full, rich, productive lives. Responding to the needs of students with autism, in 1990, Clarkston Community Schools began the LINK program. This pioneering program is designed to support and integrate students with autism in grades 4 through 12 into the general education population. LINK is about general education students, called LINKs, guiding and encouraging students with autism throughout their school day, and in essence, throughout life. They make gains in socialization and independent skills, and through continual peer interaction, they learn the importance of accepting the responsibility for their own behavior. The LINK program prepares students with autism to work in environments with natural supports. In other words, students can learn to work under the direction of employers within the community. Research has shown overwhelming evidence that the LINK program provides many benefits to students with autism. Building on the success of the LINKS program, the Clarkston schools have developed a program for students once they've completed their high school experience. The program is designed for adults between the ages of 18 and 26. The program goals: independent living, leisure recreational opportunities, vocational skill development, and job placement for those with autism. The post-high Clarkston Schools autistic program is individualized for each student. The program focuses on achieving independence and vocational opportunities in natural environments.
My son probably has the same IQ as I have. His disability, though, does not allow him to communicate very well. He has a very difficult time communicating. However, he has the desire, the heart, the ability, especially the physical ability. He's a very muscular young man, to add super value into an employment situation. Of course, you can't always bring a child with autism or a young man or young woman with autism into a job situation and have them fit like a hand in glove. So you have to have one that fits their personality. It's like hiring anybody.
There are 3 components to placing participants in jobs. Match their interests and strengths with the job. Provide a support structure that ensures skill proficiency and employer satisfaction. Educate the employer. Provide information or in-servicing about autism to staff and coworkers to create a work environment that is nurturing and supportive. So what are the strengths and interests of people with autism? And what do they need to be dependable, proficient workers?
The students that we have hired previously get extremely bored with shelving. It's so repetitious. Marty does not get bored with it, and he's very accurate. Because the students get bored, they become less and less accurate. So if they're shelving more than 2 or 3 hours at a time, we know that they're not as accurate as they were when they began. So Marty is very accurate, and he can shelve all day and not lose interest in it.
Well, I'm sure there's a lot of things a guy like him can do. I mean, he's got a really good brain. He certainly has idiosyncrasies, as anyone in his position does, but I think it's really neat that you can match a guy like that with various things. And I would say to think out of the box. Like I said, I think he has a good brain. There's probably a lot of things he can do if somebody is willing to give him a chance. I mean, there's a lot of humanity when you get into employees, people that show up late or have problems or emotional or drugs or whatever. And I know he would never have a problem like that.
Part of the thing that happens is that you have a set of opportunities that are already prescribed. And what everybody thinks is going to happen is that your child is going to go to special education until he's 26, then he's going to get a job in a sheltered workshop and live in a group home for the rest of his life. And here we have someone who's very capable of doing a lot of other things. And so what happens is that that's one path. The other path is that he could be employed full-time and he could support himself. And to a large measure, he could take care of himself. Now, he's always going to need somebody to do things like pay the bills because he doesn't care. He would give his money away.
Those with autism occasionally avoid social interaction. This means that solitary work or jobs that don't demand interactions with coworkers may be ideal. This need for predictability and schedules makes employees with autism very dependable.
When we go out to a job site, we try to match the students' talents in a particular job site. Try to find kind of a natural match. At the different type of job, vocational settings that we have available to students, we have some students that work as volunteers and then others that work in paid positions in various settings in the community. Some of these settings include the library at Oakland University, the student who works in the food court at Oakland University. We have students that work as volunteers in the community.
This environment can be engineered by the staff in the post-high program, which is individually tailored to students and the employer's needs. The benefits of the program are obvious. Those with autism become productive, fulfilled members of the community. A good match between student strengths and job responsibilities create a dependable and proficient employee. These employees are valued regardless of ability or disability. But the benefit to the employer may go beyond a dependable and proficient employee. There is a reciprocal benefit provided to employers, employees, and community members alike. By employing a student with autism, natural relationships can occur in the workplace, and the public can be sensitized as to the unique characteristics of individuals with disabilities.
The entire program here is one that I don't think anyone has ever thought of before. There are certain things, certain elements of it that people have discussed, and one of them is that there's more dignity in failing in a real job than there is in failing in a sheltered workshop, and our kids always fail in the sheltered workshop.
Employing program participants may result in tax benefits, wage reimbursement, and federal funding. Information on these benefits can be obtained from the post-high staff, who will work with agencies to facilitate the benefits.
So, just to give you some ideas of where students have worked for competitive employment, here's a few of them. Russ continues to work at Eagle Hardware. They just switched over to the Great Lakes, whatever they're calling it now, ACE, I guess it is. Dunkin' Donuts and Subway. This is Marty. He works at Oakland University in the library. He's been there about 16 years now. He makes about $44,000 a year, and he has full benefits. If I invited Marty in here right now, you guys would go, wow, he really has autism. He is kind of like Rain Man in a lot of sense. He does not like a lot of chaos or noise. He's always like, quiet down. Well, library's kind of right up his alley, you know what I mean? And remember the man that was in the video? She and Marty are like thick as thieves, and they're just good together, you know what I mean? He lives in a house in downtown Rochester. His mom is a very bright lady. She works with a grad program at Oakland University, and anybody in graduate school, she provides them free room and board, and they're his roommates. Most of the grad students at Oakland University are there for 2 to 3 years, so he has a roommate for about 3 years. His mom is worried because he has seizures, so there has to be somebody available in the house. I've probably been called in with Marty. I mean, he's actually in the program so many years ago, but I'll never forget when Luann called me and said, how long is this going to last? And I said, what are you talking about? I forgot about Drew Carey. He loves The Price is Right, and Luann has individualized his schedule so he can eat lunch from 11 to 12 every day. And she's really good about it. And then Bob retired. And it was sad. It was just a really horrific time for Marty. So she called me up and she said, how long do you think this funk will last? And I said, it's not quite some time. He's over it now. He'll text me every once in a while and really complain about Drew Carey, but that's about it. In your packet, in your handouts, Luann felt so strongly about the way that they customized his employment that she wrote this article, and it's in your book. And it was printed in the Journal of Access Services, which is it's basically a university library system that's out there that we didn't know anything about. We didn't even know she wrote this at the beginning. And to customize his employment, what they did is they found that they had college kids reshelving the periodicals, and those kids were horrible. They were inaccurate, they didn't do it right. They took all those positions and turned it into one position for Marty, and then, so, like I said, and then they got him a contract so he has full benefits. So, if you're interested or if you want to know how they did it, that's how she did it. This is Russ, he's still at ACO. He's been there probably 15 years now. Dan has worked in and out of Comcast. Currently, he's not working there, but he has worked there on several occasions. Remember Ryan, the kid that pinched himself? He takes care of about 36 horses out at a horse farm near us. He's been there for a very long time. The heavy work, the repetitive work is really, really good for him. It seems to really calm things down that we weren't able to do within the system. This is Brian. He works at overtime. He's been there forever. Since Brian was 3 years old, we've been trying to stop him from playing in water to the point where we shut the water off to the classroom so he couldn't get to it. And when he goes into work, he's happy because he's playing in water all afternoon, all evening. If the dishes are all clean, he'll go get the clean ones and rewash them. He likes to wash dishes a lot. The guy that owns overtime, his grandson is a link for us, and he's been really cool. So we looked at some of that social capital and said, wow, can we do this? I don't know if you remember seeing Brian when he was pushing the cart in the video, and he was talking to the chef at overtime. Brian doesn't have functional language. Whenever he would see Margie, he would go, Carmen? We don't know who, we've never figured out who Carmen was, but it was always Carmen, and then he would walk around saying a lot of times, he likes the way words sound, and he'll say, throw up, throw up, throw up, throw up. So when he's talking to that chef, that's nonsensical words, and that chef figured out how to say things back to them, and this banter would go back and forth and back and forth. And one day I walked in there and I said to the chef, are you okay with this? And he goes, oh yeah, it's hysterical. So he just keeps coming up with words he thinks Brian might really like to say, and for all intents and purposes. The throw-up got a little complicated at a restaurant. That one we had to work on. This is Matt, he's over at our Integrated Health Services, which is basically it's like a nursing home, pretty much, a healthcare facility. Do you know much Jell-O you go through at I don't know if you know this, but Matt works from about 7:30 in the morning till about 12:30, and he makes pan after pan of Jell-O, which is so cool because he loves Jell-O, and they need Jell-O. So it was like one of those things. I don't think Matt's ever going to work full time, just like I don't think Ryan's ever going to work full time. It's just not who they are. It's not the way it's going to work out. This is Allison. She works at TJ Maxx, and she works in the back room. And I don't know if you know this, but there's all kinds of jobs back there that require sorting and that kind of stuff, and so that's what she does. We have Great Lakes Crossing, so this is Burlington Coat Factory, similar job. This is more of a shelving kind of thing to it. So one of the things that we found is that once we had the peer-to-peer support kids in there, and once the kids got really comfortable with the peer-to-peer supports, finding the natural supports was pretty easy. It wasn't as complicated as we thought it would be. I'll never forget, Eric was at Dressboard, and he was one of his jobs was to take all those things at the top of the hangers, you know, the little disc things. Yeah, it's not just size, it's like color, it's like small, medium, large, then it's, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and it's colors and sizes and shapes, and anyway, they have this big grid, and you have to resort them all over and over and over again. Well, for Eric, it was Rainbow Valley. And he had been doing so good, like we were so excited, like it's not a perfect match. And then all of a sudden it went downhill. So we did put a staff on site just to try and figure it out, and our staff couldn't figure it out. And I'll never forget, somebody said to the coworker, who was one of his natural supports, she was like 20, maybe 21, and we're like, can you help us? Like, we don't understand. Like, everything was going really, really well, and now it doesn't seem like he's comfortable here. This girl, she had a really bad attitude. She looked at me, she goes, the UPS man started coming at 3 o'clock rather than 10 a.m. I go, no way. They shifted around their UPS deliveries, and this kid was so used to working on his own, and all of a sudden there's this man coming in with all these boxes, which he thought he was going to have to put away, and he hated the UPS man. She goes, you might want to talk to him about that. But we would have never known that because we're not in the back room of Dress Barn day in and day out. We don't know all the nuances in the work environment. So here's what we do know. We're going to teach people in the environment about autism spectrum disorder and specific information about the kids that they know. And what will happen in that natural environment is you'll develop that tolerance. And then if social mistakes are made, there's a lot more forgiving that can go on. If you don't train those natural supports or help them understand when a social mistake gets made, it's a pretty quick trip out of the opportunity. How many people in here have ever supported a student with autism on a work site? Will you keep your hand up? Call those kids that you supported on a work site. What's your name in the glasses? Oh, Steve. Steve, the student that you were supporting on the job site, did he ever get fired because he couldn't do the job?
No.
Did you hear what Steve just said? What was he terminated for?
Okay, maybe I misinterpreted the question. It wasn't a real job.
Okay.
Or,
But anyway, why would he have to leave that volunteer or that internship position?
probably lack of independence.
Lack of independence. That's what we see. It's the lack of independence, and it's the social mistakes that get made. And if you don't put those two things on the table, at least the social mistakes, when those social mistakes get made, that's the reason why kids get fired. So Eric did end up losing his job at Dress Barn. Does anyone want to guess why? It wasn't just the UPS man. Because when he was in our high school program, everybody threw their lunch in the refrigerator in the autism program, and he went into Dress Barn and he kept eating everybody's lunch, and we couldn't stop him. And we're like, it's not, it doesn't have your name on it. Well, it never had his name on it when it was in the program either. So it was one of those skills that we just couldn't figure out. And when you eat other people's lunches, people, that's not, they don't like that at all. They get really, really angry about that. Sure.
I know that we don't have our teams from Project Search here, but one of the really good examples of this was when a couple years ago, we were working at Beaumont in Troy, supporting a young man that was almost 26. And so he was working in dialysis, and his supervisor never smiled. So I would go in, and we were setting up work systems for him, and I was training the adult support in there. And so one day I said to the lead teacher there, what's going on with her? You know, do you think maybe we should go have a conversation with her? And so, and create some level of awareness. Maybe she has some questions or whatever. So we went in to meet with her, and she'd worked there for 20-some years, and she said to me, the first thing out of her mouth is, this is never going to work. As a matter of fact, I don't think he's ever going to get a job anywhere. And I said, well, how about we start with what do you see as some of the challenges and how can I help you with those? I said, have you ever known an individual on the autism spectrum? No. I've known people with disabilities, but I've never known that. So I said, how about we start from that place? Well, one of the things that she pointed out to me was he has absolutely no manners. I said, well, let's start, what is he doing here that might give you that indication? She's not in there working alongside him, she's watching him come and go. She goes, well, I was walking behind him into the department, and he didn't even hold the door for me. Okay. Well, I think a little bit of education relative to that. But how can I help you with that? So we went on to describe a little bit about his disability, that he's walking through this hospital and he's just about himself. He's not able to, I mean, somebody was behind him, just was not on his radar at all. And so anyway, we went through about 5 different things that she illustrated were challenges. But you know what? After that, it opened the door for opportunity. We were able to come alongside her and provide her with ongoing information to check in with her, and she became his best advocate as soon as we gave her the information that she needed. And so that's just another example of how quickly people can shut the door or open it and be willing to be the support that students need.
So, something to think about too is right now we have over 600 peer-to-peer support programs, formalized peer-to-peer support programs in the state of Michigan. And on your table you have a flyer that looks something like this. I'm really excited for the kids on the spectrum, but I'm more excited about 17,926 kids are going to be in the workforce in the state of Michigan. And when you have 17,926 general ed peers out in the workforce, that pretty much means that rarely are you going to walk into any place where there isn't somebody who's already having an understanding of autism. Has anybody had that happen? Where a kid gets a job and then all of a sudden you go on the workplace and you're like, yeah, I was a lake, I got this. Up in Sault Ste. Marie, I was just talking to Carrie Carr last week, and someone of yours went up to Lake Superior State, somebody from Holt, and they started a campus link program, and that person from Holt is now in Lake Superior State's peer-to-peer support program. So it's happening faster than we even know it. So there's some pretty exciting things that are going on out there. I'm going to suggest to you, if we give this about 5 more years, it's going to be really hard to find a workplace where there isn't somebody that doesn't have some level of knowledge about peer-to-peer support. Questions? How many people need a break? So we're going to take a break. We'll come back in about 15 minutes.